Hi guys, it's Shami from Crafts, Names, and Things. So I want to share an idea with you that I got from Kelly Devereaux. She has a channel called Knitting and Things, I think it's called, but I'll put a link below. But she was showing how to make art journals her way. So I actually wanted to try to make one. I've been making these really cool sheets, which I will have a video posted by the time you see this. So I really want to put these in a journal, but I didn't want to bother kind of with sewing them in or something like that. I'm being lazy. So I'm going to do it her way. All you need is your pages, scissors. I'm going to use a paintbrush. I'm going to use Elmer's glue, and I just have some yarn here. And I'm going to make a lot more in this way because I really enjoy it. And then you're just going to take just a piece of scrap cardboard, and you're going to make a back cover and a front cover. Mine's not cut perfectly. Don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. And then I also have a piece for the spine too. That's somewhere, which we'll find once I get, oh, there it is, okay? So it'll go like this, but I'll explain. And then I'll have a piece in the middle, okay? But we'll get to that part in a second. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make our signatures. So all you're going to do is just take your papers and you'll just fold them in half. Now I love these sheets. They are made from, I don't know what that is on here, but they are made from acrylic paint and magazines. And it's okay if that comes up a little bit because I'm going to probably cover this with more paint anyway. But I just love the way that they look. They're just really pretty and awesome. Now you probably want to make this the same size, and I forgot that I used a magazine that had a bunch of different signatures in it, but I don't care if things aren't the same size, so I'm just going to kind of go with the flow here. But you're just going to fold all your pages. I need a whole bunch of this kind of paper, which I love, and I'm probably going to make a batch tomorrow just to use it. But you could also use, I really love making my own scrapbooking paper, like more than anything actually, better than even buying it, I think, even though they have lots of beautiful scrapbooking paper out there. Or you could use, you know, drawing paper from the dollar store. You could kind of use whatever you want. But I really like using my own altered pages, and I think I have like 4 or 5 videos at least showing how I do that. So the process. So you will actually need a paper too for your cover or some other thing for your cover. So what I'm kind of looking at is I'm going to see which one kind of didn't get covered that well with paint, and that's the one that I'm going to use for my cover page. Even though I love all of these, it's going to be hard to pick a bad page. That one's pretty too. Okay, well, maybe I'll do this one. Okay, so we'll fold this one this way. Okay, and this is actually the one that we're going to glue to our cardboard. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. Right. And like I said, I love this process that she showed on her channel. It just makes a really cool journal, and it actually does stay intact very well because you're using the glue and the yarn, so your signatures are actually glued in on the spine, which is really cool. But I just think it'll be the perfect way to do it. Okay, so I have all of them made, okay, and she just stacked hers up and folded them in half. That's probably what I should have done, but yeah, I'm just going to kind of stack these up, and I'm going to do maybe pages of 4 is what I'm planning on doing. That's a large one, so maybe I'll use some more small ones, either 4 or 5 pages, and then all you're going to do is you just take whatever yarn you have. Like I told you guys, I get most of my yarn at the thrift store, 50% off. It's a couple bucks. You get a whole pack of it, and it's all like, it's a different variety and different colors. You can find beautiful textured yarns, you know, that are people's scraps from projects that they made that they donate to the thrift store. So you want to make it like 2 times the size of your signature at least. You can make it longer than that too. And what that's going to do is it's just going to give us a little bit of a dangle. Okay. So probably that's a little too long. So I can kind of measure and see how long I need them to be. So I need it to be about that size, okay? So then I can just take my yarn again and go like that. And we'll just save that long one for the cover because we're going to attach all these together. So you should see kind of how that goes. So I'm just taking it. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing, and I'm just taking the piece here and I'm measuring it. Okay. No worries. Okay. And I'm going to start doing some more art journal pages because I don't think that I've shared any with you guys of my own artwork. I've been a little shy to show it. Okay, but I just love art journaling. It's so comforting. Okay, so we're going to take this and just cut, you know, as many as you need to for as many signatures as you plan to add. Okay. You really don't have to measure. I don't even know where I am, but you can just kind of approximate it and that would be perfect. Okay. All right. So I have those. So that's what I'm going to go with now. If I need a couple more, I will. Okay. But I did have a gray one that I kind of like. It's kind of this variegated gray. So maybe we'll do a piece of that too. I think that it's time for me to like rewrap these because they're kind of a little tangled. So I just throw them in like this junk, in like one of those organizers that kids have. That's what I have to organize a lot of my stuff. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, and then all we're going to do is we'll take our signatures. Okay, and we'll get in the middle here. Okay, and we're going to bring our yarn around right to the front. Okay, and kind of line everything up. You can kind of press it down a little bit so you know where the middle is. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to take it just like that. Okay, we're going to bring it up at the front, up at the top here, and we're going to tie a knot. Okay, alrighty, just like that. And we're going to tie one more knot. Okay, and leave it just a little bit loose. Like I said, you shouldn't have a problem with them coming out, so it doesn't have to be super tight. Just kind of tie it again. Okay, just like that. Okay. Okay, so that's your first signature. Okay, so I am going to just do the rest of these, and I'll be back to show you how I combine everything together. Okay. Okay, guys, so this has almost fully dried, but I'm so excited to show you the cover that I'm going to kind of rush it a little bit. But here I just have some drop paper that I made. It does have 2 layers because it got stuck together. But this is the cover part that I'm using. And this is just pieces of washi tape that didn't quite make it off of the wax paper, so I just added those on top just to add a little bit of dimension. But I really love this drop paper and using it for covers for art journals and stuff. It's really cool. Okay, so we're going to do the same procedures as we did before. So this is the book just opened. This is our cover. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to apply liberally some glue. Lots and lots of glue, more than what you think you need. And this will have texture, it will have wrinkles. If you're worried about that, you could definitely use double-sided sticky tape or whatever, but I do not mind texture, and I don't think that things should be perfect, especially not art journals. Okay, so you'll just, or even art journal covers, so you're just going to take that glue and just run it through all over the place. Make sure you get everywhere. You want a pretty thick coating. Okay. And then we're going to allow it to dry first on here, and I did leave just a little bit of extra so I can turn it on the back of the covers, just to make it have a really nice, neat look. That part I do love. I do love beautiful corners on my journal, so I'll show you my technique for that. Okay, so you'll just take your paper, okay, and it might actually be a good idea if I kind of glue this together too. I think actually that's a really good idea. Because see how I have this flap thing going on? I think maybe we'll just glue that together just like that. Okay. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And if the bottom was, then we could do that too. Okay. So we're going to just set this down. So you'll just set it right down. But I really don't think that that's enough glue. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some glue to the piece of paper. Okay. So I'm just going to go crazy style. Okay. And I'm just going to take my brush. I probably want to move it off of that color. And I'm just basically really going to pile it on here. Okay. And I'm going to move that all through because I do not want this to go apart, come apart. Okay. And I am going to get those edges very well because we're going to turn those down as I told you. So just take from that big puddle that you have and go to those edges. If you see a little bit of lift up, like on your journal, on your drop page, then add some glue. Okay. Alrighty. So I am much happier with that. Okay. I don't feel like it's going to come apart. Alright. Like I said, this will be wrinkly because wet glue does wrinkle a bit, but I do not mind that at all. Okay, so we're going to take this, we're going to set it on top, just like that. Try to get it a little bit even on all sides, okay? And you're just going to very gently just kind of smooth it out, okay? Just like that. Alrighty. Okay. And just take your time and smooth everything out. That little washi tape sticking up, so I'm just going to stick that back down. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So now I can turn my page over, my journal over. Okay, just like that. Okay. Loosely. Okay, and I'm going to press that in really good up in here, up in the spine. Okay, so now for this part, and kind of make sure that you can kind of put your little stringies in here just to protect them for a second. Okay, so this is a little too big, so I'm going to kind of chop off this edge over here. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to fold down the corners just to give this a really neat appearance. Okay, alrighty, so we'll just, oops, that came down a little bit. Okay, well that's alright, we'll fix that. Okay, so we're just going to take the corner here and you're going to bring it up just like that, okay? And you can probably have a little bit more paint on your paintbrush, so just do that. You can add that down. And like I said, this is a huge piece of paper, so if you're doing this with scrapbooking paper, then probably work better. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we're just going to take that, just like that. Alrighty, and we're going to fold that down just like that. Kind of squeeze that over. Just like that. Okay, and then, okay. Alrighty. Okay. So then I can take this side, okay, and I can apply some more glue, just so like it layout. Okay, and I can just make sure you get those corners too, and I can just fold this over. Okay, just like that. And I'm not worried because I can just add a piece of paper here on the white part, on that part. Okay, and then I'm going to switch over to the other side and do the exact same thing. So I'll just take my brush, kind of do that over. Okay, and I can kind of flip my page over a bit, just like that, and we'll just kind of swing that over like so. Okay, and as I said, this is a 2-layer drop paper, so I might have to put a little bit more glue down than usual. Okay, and then we're going to do this, so you see that there's my spine. That's where my spine ends, so I'm just going to take my scissors and give that a cut. That's coming up a little bit. I'm going to push that down, and I'm going to bring this over just like that. Okay, and I'm going to just push that down just to protect it a bit. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, alrighty, so I can just take that, add a little bit more glue on the folded part here, because those always need more glue when you're doing this technique. Okay, you're going to take it, and you can trim a little bit if you need to. Okay, and take it, but it will just reinforce your spine, so don't be too finicky. Okay, this is definitely not going to get the Art Journal of the Award. You know this technique, but it's fabulous and I love it. Okay, and it's so easy. Okay, alrighty. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do also is, see how these are kind of flapping around a little bit? I'm actually going to glue that down. Okay, alrighty. Okay, so we're going to take that, and I don't think Kelly does hers like that, but I think because my papers are a little bit different, that I have to make some allowances. Okay, so we'll just take that, we'll just swing that over just like that. Okay, I can see that that's going to come up a little bit, so just constantly always check, you know, and make sure that things are going good. Okay, that they are going to look the way that you want them to look. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do that just to protect my papers there. Okay, because I don't want them sticking together. Alrighty, so I'm going to do this side too. So actually that works out perfectly. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm just going to take my brush, and I'll give it a little bit of a brush there, and I'm going to pull that up just like that. Okay, and I'll kind of bring that wax paper out a little bit. Alrighty, just like that. Okay, alrighty. Okay, and then now for this part, alrighty, I'm going to take my paintbrush again, and this just does not want to stay down where that, but if I glue it down, that should help. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of take that, and there's a little ridge right in my book here, and I'm actually going to glue, add some glue there. Okay, I was watching My Crazy Love Life. Such a funny show. I hope that it comes back. It's on Oxygen, and it is so funny. Like, it talks about all the crazy things you do, like when you're in love. It's nuts. There was like this one girl that, like, she carried a Christmas tree down the street of New York. It was hilarious. I was laughing so hard. So imagine this girl with like a 6-foot Christmas tree riding the bus. And the bus driver was like, hell no, you're not getting on this bus. But he let her on because it was Christmas. But it was so funny. I was laughing so hard. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now, for these little strings, okay, since it's coming up a little bit on the bottom, which I don't like, I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to paint that down. Okay. And I'm going to bring up that just, I'm going to add just a little bit of drop paper, okay, just right where those pages are. that's a funny show. So if you have On Demand, it comes on Oxygen. It's so funny. It's a great show. Okay, so we'll just take that, and that's just gonna kind of act as a protection for those strings, kind of. Alrighty, and I can kind of take that page, since it was a little bit longer than the other ones, and I can kind of trim that off. Okay. Kind of some modifications, just because my yarn is tearing a little bit into my page. Magazine pages are kind of delicate, so kind of keep that in mind too. You probably wouldn't have to worry about that on a scrapbook page. Okay, but up here, I wish that I would have made these tighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put just a whole dab of glue right in here, just to keep those together. So let me use my paintbrush before I make a mess that I cannot clean up, or I glue all the pages together. Okay, just going to take my glue. Okay, and I'm going to take all those strings, swing them over. Okay, and I'm going to glue them down. Alrighty, just like that. So, but the good thing is that I can add more signatures to make it tighter. Okay, but okay, and that will probably help. Okay, but then you have your little dangles here, your little strings, so you can definitely add beads and whatever you want to those. Okay. So I am going to let this dry, and we'll do kind of a journal flip through. I'll probably add more pages since these are really not cooperating. This signature, and it's just these here. It looks like the other ones are in there fine. Like, they're fine. Or actually, they could go, yeah, those are fine, but it's just this middle one that is not cooperating with me. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to add more signatures to fix that problem. Okay, and I'll see you back in a few minutes. Hi guys, it's Shimmy from Crafts, Names, and Things. So I wanted to show you how the book came out. So I did have to do some heavy construction here. I don't think I got the instructions quite right, or something, or I didn't do it the way that I was supposed to do, but it looks fine now. But I have all the pages in, so that's good. But what I had to do is up here, I had to cover it with a piece of paper just to kind of protect the yarn, because it was kind of pulling up a little bit. Okay, so it was pulling up, and some of the pages got a little ripped at the top, but I don't mind. You know, it's fine. And then here's the bottom there. You can see in there. And I really love these pages in here. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this book. Maybe you guys have some ideas, but I just love the way that the pages look. Like, that's my favorite thing ever. And I did glue this part down because it was kind of flopping up a little bit, just to add a little bit more stability to the book. Okay. But I think maybe this is kind of a looser binding, and I just want something tighter. I am going to try it without making the spine part. I'm going to try just gluing in the edges from the twine and see if that gives me more of a structure. But I definitely like these bound very, very well. So that's just a personal thing. But this works awesome. Like, thank you so much, Kelly, for showing everyone on your channel how to make these, and it's beautiful, and you can do it with any type of paper. This is paper that I made myself, and I have a video on that, but I just wanted it to be in something, and this is a really cool and interesting binding technique. So I'm just going to flip through and kind of show you the pages. The center ones, those are them. Okay. But as you can see, it lays really flat, which is awesome, so you can work very, very easily. And acrylics, you know, you can paint over them, you can use marker, you can do all sorts of things, so that's really cool. Oops. And this was a This was a pocket that I was trying to make, so yeah, I'll have to glue that back down. But yeah, I just love it. And this is a pocket that I made, so this one's a pocket, so I can stick stuff in there. And like I said, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I thought I'm working on my drawing, so maybe I'll do like a bunch of different ladies in here. But I just love it. It's so pretty. And here I just, because you remember that part was showing from the cover, so I just put a piece of the papers that I made down. This probably has a lot of signatures. It like has tons of them, and I added more. And I just want to show you kind of what the cover looks like. This is just a drop paper, so you don't even need fancy paper to make a journal. And I love this. I love the texture and everything. So I just use my drop paper that I use when I'm painting, and then I just had some washi tapes that didn't really work out that well, so I just kind of stuck those on there, and I love it. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will make another version of this journal too, but with some modifications, but I just wanted to make it, and it's super simple to make. It was not difficult. I just had to figure out how to keep that binding down, and that's, like I said, that's just a personal preference. Like, none of the pages would have came out if I would have just left it alone, but sometimes I fiddle with stuff when I shouldn't, you know, but I just want to show you how beautiful this is. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to show you another technique too, just for me that I'd like to just to improve on what I like. But definitely it's worth checking out her video. She has such wonderful videos, and I love following along with her. She's very, very talented, and she shows you step by step. It's not like a rushed video, and she, you know, she gives you all the secrets. So I definitely love her, and I think you should definitely check her out. Okay, so I will see you next time, and we will make lots more journals. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.